be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, ooh, all my loving I will send to you.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay on ubnradio.com.
And welcome, my name is Dr. Marissa, also known as the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura, on Call-In Tuesdays and Thursdays. This week, you're listening to my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no angry ranting, no political rhetoric, no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words. Kardashian talk. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how to be happy 88% of the time. I'm your host, Dr. Marissa Pay, that's P for positive, EI, and I'm a corporate psychologist in a field that deals with the cross-section of business and psychology. You may recognize me as a TV commentator on some specials, Discovery Channel, Fox, ABC, like Busted on the Job, Totally Out of Control People, and talking about why people do weird things at work. My last one, you probably saw it on Netflix. It's called Hunting the Lost Symbol, where I talk about conspiracy theory. I work with thousands of high-achieving, really successful, type A and completely exhausted individuals, and how to find more balance in their life. And I've noticed that there's a common thing or a theme with these busy people, and that is a dis-ease with life. We get somewhere around the middle and say, is this all there is? And where is my happily ever after? So that's what we talk about on the show, especially on call-in weeks. And we try to figure out how we can be happy 88% of the time. And I encourage you to put on that life jacket on with a silver lining. And it is call-in show where I am the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And if you'd like to be in the lineup for next month's shows, please do give me a buzz on my lifeline at www.4balance.org, and we'll get you in the lineup. So we are ready right now for our first caller on the air, and I'd like you to welcome Tinyetta Denier. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Good.
I am happy, and how are you?
I'm excellent.
Great. Thanks for joining me on the air. And I'm here to do a smog check of your BS or your belief systems that are not necessarily working for you, and also to make sure that your life tires are balanced and aligned. So we'll go through a little temperature check assessment. On the scale of 1 to 10, in the area of, let's start with your job/career, how happy are you? 10 is an absolute fabulous, and 1 is not happy at all.
I would say I'm at a 6.
Okay, so there's a little room for improvement.
Yeah.
And let's go to relationships. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 as well?
I'm probably at a 4.
Ooh, okay. So we've got some opportunity there. And last but not least, health.
I think I'm probably at about a 7 or 8 in there.
Okay, good. So we'll leave that one alone. Let's start with the lowest one, because that's the one We want to bring that number up, and that's relationships. What would you say is the relationship that gives you the least happiness or the most grief right now?
I am the mother of 4 sons, my oldest being 27, then 23, 21, and 17. And it's just they're those difficult ages and stages. So your question was...
On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your relationships? And you said 4. So would you say the 4 is primarily with your sons?
Yes,
Yeah.
my sons.
Okay.
Yeah, not on a romantic level. That is what it is. It shall arrive when it arrives, and I'm available when it arrives.
Wonderful.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I usually say my man's baking in the oven, and if I keep checking how he's doing, he's going to come out half baked.
Right.
So he is there. He's good. You've got the best attitude. You're ready for it when it arrives. But let's look at the relationship with your sons. So you have 4 sons. So first of all, I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to just remember when they were really little and they just thought you were the best thing since sliced donuts. and that was a time where it was probably a lot. I mean, you have very happy memories of you and your sons, I'm sure, when they were younger.
Yeah.
Do you have those memories? Can you bring them up really quickly?
Yes, I absolutely do. I was a stay-at-home mom for 14 years.
Wonderful.
And as an African American woman, that's a unique experience for a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a unique experience in general in this society that requires more than one income for a household of 6. So I benefited from my husband, who at the time was able to be a sole provider, and I maximized it. I became Betty Crocker. I became a woman who learned how to cook food in such a way that it kept my family healthy. None of my family members are overweight. We didn't have childhood diseases in our family. I'm also a natural health coach, so I'm an herbalist. I teach food as medicine and herbs as food.
Right.
And I maximized those gifts when I was at home with my children. Feeding my children and keeping them well taught me the most about that craft.
Right.
And I also homeschooled. So I homeschooled for 4 years. We lived in Altadena, so the Angeles National Forest was our backdrop, and we went hiking on a regular basis. There were deer and coyote and raccoons and, foxes, and, it was awesome. We had creeks and, waterfalls by our house that we, swam in. And, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I'm not going to say it was perfect because raising children is a challenge, but with all that other going on around it, we recovered quite quickly and made everything into a lesson, turn lemon into lemonade.
You put on that life jacket with a silver lining.
Yeah.
So are you sitting somewhere? You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So the balance tool that I want you to use from this point forward is whenever you start getting into a tussle, whenever you start feeling unease or dis-ease with any of your relationships with your sons, I want you to sit back, put your feet on the ground, your palms up, gently close your eyes, and just breathe in this beautiful description that you just gave me in such glorious detail. That is as real and as important as whatever struggle is going on now. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So whatever the situation is, so give me a good example. Tell me the one that is giving you the most sadness or the most frustration right now. The oldest, middle, youngest, how old?
It's hard to say because it's hard to say. I don't want to say the youngest because he's just at that stage where
right.
he's
He's
You know,
he's 14?
it's expected. He's 17. It's
17.
expected,
Okay.
you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a challenge, though. And then, you know, the 27-year-old, he's at a distance, and that hurts. You know what I mean? Because I'm used to us being close knit, and I hear from him maybe every quarter, once every 6 months, and that's hard too.
Yes.
And he's not at a distance just because he's 27. He's at a distance because he's got the mama issues, and I'd like to help us heal, but you know, he's 27 and he's totally at will.
Right, and he's on his own process. And here's the trigger point. If you can rest and fall back into the belief and the truth, which is that 88% of the time, my guess is, listening to what you've just said, 88% of the time, you were an amazing mom. You not only did what a mom is in the, the book that we never got on how to be a mom, but not only did you provide and give of yourself and make a lot out of nothing or something wonderful out of something, and added even more than a baseline what a mom might want to do. You did that, and you gave probably more than 100%, 88% of the time. Not saying you're perfect, okay? But 88% of the time, could you say to yourself, you know what? I was a good mom. Can you say that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so just practice. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And I want you to bring into your mind's eye exactly the forest, that scene, and you're sitting there and all of your sons are sitting around you and you're all sort of smiling at each other and they're not saying anything. They're not saying to you, you were an amazing mom. They don't need to say that because you're just breathing into the center, into your heart of who you are. And you know in your heart that 88% of the time, you did the best that you could with the time that you had and the resources you had, and you did a pretty good job. Can you say that?
Yes.
Breathe it in. If there's any kind of emotion that comes up, just feel through it. This is called self-validation. This is something that very, very, very few of us grow up learning how to do. We're constantly looking for someone else to say you did a good job. We're constantly looking for the people that we provide for to come back and be appreciative and grateful. And they're not. They'll never be as much as we want them to be because they can't. So the most important thing here is called, you know what? I did a good job as a mom. So no matter what, especially they're almost all out. Okay, 17, he's got one more year. You're done. You've done what you could with the time that you had, the resources you had. And it wasn't perfect, as you said, but my guess is 88% average with each of the boys. You were a good mom. In fact, you were probably a great mom, but for the perfectionist in you, I'm going to force you to just be good with the good. So when he does call once a quarter, and when you do know that he is going through whatever he's going through himself, you can love him from the memory, from the chapter that is done of where he was. He's on his own book now. He has a different book. It's his own. He's writing his own book. He's going through his own chapters. You did the best that you could to prepare him to write his own book. But his choices are his choices. And he's going to learn the way you learned. But you have this beautiful book called Motherhood. You have this beautiful book called A Special Book of Motherhood since you had 4 boys. Not everybody has that particular volume. I've got the book called Two Girls Who Are Now Teenagers. So that's my book. Your book is filled with glorious memories. And I want you to really get good at getting frustrated, getting upset, taking that deep breath, and as you're exhaling whatever is the anxiety or the angst, to backfill with a chapter, so that your chapters of your past are so vivid. It's not living in the past. It is being in the present, which is made up of the past and the future and this moment of where you are. And the moment of where you are is validation that you're a good mom, no matter what.
Yes,
Can you do that?
I absolutely can.
How do you feel right now? What's going on in your breath and what's going on in your body?
The truth is the truth. And the truth, we are one consciousness. We are one mind. And what you're saying is simply confirmation of what I already know. You are reminding me.
Yes.
And you are causing me to remember. And that word remember, I've been using it lately, meaning that you're bringing me back to myself. You're causing me to regather all my parts and allow that truth to permeate through each section, each piece that I allowed to scatter. This sense of separation that I've been kind of allowing to harass me. I know better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I love because means I get to start over my day at any time. Means it's a renewal. And this is part of your process. This is part of your letting go. This is part of, you've got time now. If, hey, it could be worse. You could have a mama's boy that calls you every single day and can't make a decision without you. Would you want that?
Girl, no. No, I definitely told my boys that my job was to raise them to be independent, upstanding, free-thinking men. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And they are 88% of the time. They're not 100% of the time. And you have given them also the ability to make choices. That was what you did. You did more and beyond. One of my teachers, Edwene Gaines, I love the way she says, actually the parents' job, their only job is to give birth to them. And the rest is gravy. So your kids got a lot of gravy.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't necessarily have to eat, if they became vegan and the gravy was a different flavor. They don't have to necessarily. But you did it for you. You didn't do it for them.
It was good, flavorful, herb-infused gravy.
Beautiful. Right. And you did it. And now you can just absolutely celebrate that. You get to take all that extra time that you're not nagged on the phone every day, and you can pour it into the last year of your 17-year-old. And you can always say, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you. You are the last one. And I'm going through some, process myself. It's my part of my guess is one of your identities has been good mom. And now that role is coming to a little bit of a completion. That chapter's closing. So you're feeling a little uncomfortable. That's normal. But when you're feeling that way, you can go and read the past chapters. You can go and look at the pictures again. And you can celebrate that you did that. And then you can go, okay, what do I want to do next? So what do you want to do next?
Right. That was where I was hoping we'd have a few more minutes available.
That's right. Oh,
that's the number 6 that I gave you earlier.
Yes.
I am a multifaceted, multi-talented person, and I refuse to focus on one thing because I believe that divine providence has caused all my gifts and talents to have something to do with each other.
Yes.
And so I'm a barber. I've been a barber for 27 years. I am also I told you about being a natural health coach.
Yes.
I'm ready now after 27 years to be a barber instructor.
Oh.
And but I also have that foodie part of me as it relates to natural health. And I went to culinary school recently.
Oh, wonderful.
It was a 10-week program. Thank you. And 5 weeks into the program, I had an anxiety attack. I've never had one in my life. I didn't recognize it as it, for what it was. And it frightened me. I thought I was having a stroke. It felt like my jaw was locking. I lost the ability to speak. And, ever since then, I've abided with myself concerning that episode. And I recognized that it was, again, about a remembering, me being frightened by being in the world on my own because my munchkin, my last munchkin is on his way into another phase of life. And doing this all alone and having what feels to be very daunting tasks to attend to without my other 5 family members to bump up against or rub up against or hug, and just the mundane, daily, bill paying while juggling a new career and developing more entrepreneurial interests. It felt like a lot. And so, the other part that I think is a factor is my ex and I, we did not separate consciously. And so coming home to an empty house and feeling that abandonment, because he took the kids away and I didn't know where they were for a while. This transition kind of feels like being that kind of alone.
Yes.
And I think it all came down on me like a ton of bricks.
Got it.
And I'm just trying to recover from a dart of fear that I've never experienced before. You're talking to a very brave, kind of tomboyish woman.
Right. Strong. I hear the strength. So because we don't have a whole lot of time, I'm going to cut right to the moose on the table. The anxiety attack you had was purposeful for you to come face to face with what your next chapter is. That's all it is. That's all it means. Okay? Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Doesn't mean you need to go take drugs. Doesn't mean you need to go see, for the rest of your life, someone because there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are going through another chapter. You are uncomfortable in your pupa. It's time for you to, you're in your pupa. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. It is new. It's going to, when you come out, it's going to look new. And you're uncomfortable right now. And that's not a good feeling, but this too shall pass. I promise.
Yeah.
All you need to do is focus on every day to do what's in front of you. Because no matter if you don't have those little huggy feelies right now, you have a silent partner that has never gone away. And that silent partner and you have been doing amazing things. There have been many times in your life where you have no idea what to do next. But you had a faith and you had a trust and you did what was in front of you and it worked out. You have a track record of that. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay. So you're that person. It's the same person. Situations have changed, but you're the same person. You have the same silent partner. You have an amazing life ahead of you with wonderful experiences. It's a joyride. The joyride continues. So all your job is to plant seeds. You've already taken the time to do things that you like to do, to learn more things. What's your website, by the way, if anybody wants information on natural herbs so that they can contact you?
It's better to give my email. I haven't developed a website as yet.
Well, they can contact me. They can contact me and Dr. Marissa, and then I'll refer them to you. So I'm going to invite you to call in again. So we can deal, but I do want you just in the next 21 days to wake up in the morning and start with gratitude. Wake up in the morning and ask what it is that you're supposed to learn today. In this situation, exactly as it is, what skill, quality, and ability am I being asked in the loneliness? What is it what is being birthed in me? What am I doing in my pupa?
Yeah.
All right? And then we'll have you back on and we'll continue. How's that?
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Tinyata.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And if you've just tuned in, This is Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura, and it's a call-in episode on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. And I do hear some music that is reminding me to thank the sponsor of today's show. And we have something a little bit different. We have a call-in to talk about something that I get to speak at on Friday. And I'd like to welcome to the show Dean Stevenson.
Thank you.
Yay. I'm going to find your applause in a second because we always welcome people here with applause.
Now I feel better.
Good. Welcome to the show. And who are you? I have a friend actually who has she doesn't have an answering machine. She has a questioning machine. And when you call her, it says, "Who are you? And what do you want?" So those are my questions for you. Please do introduce yourself.
Well, thank you. I am Stephen Christensen, Dean of the School of Business at Concordia University in Irvine, and calling to talk today about a conference workshop we're co-sponsoring with the Asian Women Entrepreneurs Association, Small Business Development Workshop this Friday coming up.
Yes, it is. And you have some fabulous speakers at the workshop.
We do, and of course, highlighted by your joining us as well as the keynote speaker.
Yes.
So we're all looking forward to that, and it'll be here on campus at Concordia in Irvine. And we also have the mayor of the city of Irvine, Stephen Choi, who's a very big proponent of entrepreneurship and small business growth. And one of my favorite friends and advisors, actually, Wing Lam from Wahoo's Fish Taco, is the morning keynote speaker.
That's awesome. Yes, I haven't seen Wing. We actually were on the same stage receiving awards at Nordstrom's way back in 2005. We both won Role Model of the Year award. He had it in one category, and I had it in business and media. So it'll be a nice little reunion for us to see him at the conference. And you actually have a lot of really great topics for small businesses. If you're thinking about starting one, or if you are in one right now, there's I think there's one contracting with the government is one of them. Also a nonprofit link for those who are interested in that. So I know you have quite a few really great workshop topics as well as speakers, of course, like myself. My topic is actually going to be to brag or not to brag. That is the answer. Because I think small businesses with very small marketing budgets and PR budgets need to understand the process of planting seeds. So that I know. How do people register for? It is this Friday, right?
It is this Friday, and its registration is at 8 a.m. The conference is from 9 to 3, and we'll have lunch included. And they just go to the Asian Women Entrepreneurs website, which is, of course, www.aweusa.org.
Great.
So aweusa.org.
And they can register, and I think it's register.
I think it's $10 off.
Right.
Yeah, $35 pre-registered online, includes lunch, or $45 at the door.
Which is an amazing deal, especially with your speaker lineup. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Right. Well, it'll be $4,500 worth of advice.
Yes, that I'm not taking. Thank you for that, Dean. Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming on. Do you have anybody you want to shout out to?
Well, I'm going to shout out to the Asian Women Entrepreneurs for all of the great work that they do to encourage small business creation and small business growth.
Yes.
And of course to Wing Lam, who is on our faculty here in the School of Business and teaches marketing in the MBA program and also helps at the undergrad level. He's been a great addition and a creative genius for us.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Maybe you'll entice me to be on that too.
Could be next.
Could be next. Well, thanks for coming on. And please do register for an amazing conference on Friday, and very affordable, and for anyone thinking of starting or continuing their small business. And that was Dean Stephen Christensen from the School of Business, Executive Vice President at Concordia University in Irvine. And I think we have another caller ready to go on the air. Welcome to the show to Ken from Atlanta, Georgia.
How you doing?
Welcome, Ken. You are my next caller, my victim, my volunteer caller on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, also known as the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. So let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to ask you a couple of temperature check questions to see where we can focus today. For your health and well-being, how happy are you with that on a scale of 1 being not happy at all and 10 being very happy?
I would say about 6.
6? All right. Let's go to your job or career and what you do. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you?
About a 2.
About a 2. Okay. And then on relationships, romantic and otherwise, where are you?
Oh, that would be 1.
Oh. Okay, we have opportunities here. So let's start with, since we did relationships on the last caller, let's start you with your job and career. So first thing I'd like you to do is sit with your feet flat on the ground, your palms up, and gently close your eyes and taking a deep breath in through your nose and releasing through your mouth. And we're just going to balance your life tires for a second. And breathing in, soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. And then you're going to release all the stories and the drama. And one more time, deep breath in. And releasing, gently open your eyes. And not looking at any of your past work history, okay? Not being limited by that. If you could do anything at all and you could dream, and Flashdance says when you stop dreaming, you die. So if you could dream, what were your dreams when you were young? And someone asked you, what do you want to do when you grow up? What were your answers?
One was a marine biologist.
Okay.
I like things dealing with animals and mysteriousness of the marine life.
Okay.
I wanted to be a fireman.
Why?
Because I like putting out fires.
Okay. Okay. So do you like helping people, or do you
physically and mentally? Yes, I like helping people.
All right. Okay. So that
I was called a humanitarian.
Okay. So helping people is important to you. Anything else?
I wanted to be a football player.
Okay. And what was it about that? What was behind the football player?
Getting to run into people. Like being rough.
Okay, smashing into people. Okay, so you like helping people and smashing into people. There's a little bit of a dichotomy here. So which one's stronger?
Yeah, sometimes they help people out, I guess.
Okay, so we'll go with the helping people. Well,
I just think that I know that my purpose in life is not for myself. You know, I like to help people solve problems. I'm sort of a visionary type person.
Okay. So those are kind of your dreams. And what I'm going for is I have this model when people ask me, what should I do with my life? Or what's next? Or, why do I hate my job? Or I hate what I'm doing. I want to do something else. And it's this little model that I've been using for the last 20 years. And the first circle is, what is your heart's desire? Which is what I just asked you. And we go back. And many people have dreams when they were kids. And I'm not saying to you, astronaut, rock star, they want to be, Grateful Dead, whatever that dream was. Obviously, reality says you cannot necessarily do those things, although it's not impossible to go back into that line if you wanted to be a marine biologist, to go back in the system and get the necessary education. That's not impossible. But what I was doing, if you noticed, was asking you the why behind that. So if you are really clear that you like helping people and you want to help people, then that's your heart's desire. That makes you feel like you have a purpose. Is that accurate?
Right.
Okay. So there's many, 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 many different helping fields in life. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So we just went, you notice I didn't ask you what you did yet, and I didn't ask you what your history was, because I want us to start where it's limitless possibilities. If really what makes your heart sing is helping people, then basically every job I know of helps people in some manner. People hate doing things until they reframe and look at, well, you know what? As a customer service person, I really am helping people. And it allows them to see what they're doing with a different frame or a different light or a different camera lens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're doing something right now that you absolutely hate, is that about accurate?
Well, I'm not doing. Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I'm doing something that I absolutely hate.
All right. Is there a component of that is helping people?
Yes.
Okay. So next time you say, I hate this, I want you to stop yourself and I want you to find the component. I'm not saying that you have to stay doing this for the rest of your life at all, but we're starting with where you are. Okay? Where you are is doing something that you don't want to be doing, but there is a component of that where you might not have seen it as important. I had a caller once, she's doing catering. She doesn't like doing catering. She doesn't like hostessing, but that's how she's getting money right now to support something she really wants to do. So she can either choose to hate what she's doing and hate serving people and hate doing all the mundane things, or she can actually see that what she's doing in catering is serving people. Because if she sees it that way and can put a smile on her face and actually enjoy a little bit more what she's doing, then we begin to turn that feeling tone. And when we begin to turn that feeling tone, more good feeling comes. Because the law of attraction, which operates whether you believe it or not, is like the law of gravity. It works whether you believe it or not, is that when we start to see what's good, and when we start to focus on what is working, and when we start to focus on what does make our heart sing, then more comes. So that's your first life balance tool, homework. You go back into the same thing that you're doing, and you find the helping component, and you help. You don't, the people, the happiest people I know who are doing things that they don't want to do are the people, they do the job, the job doesn't do them. They find joy in whatever they're doing. So that's my challenge to you. That's my balance challenge to you. Okay? So whatever you're doing now, you do that. Then what you get to do is, do you do that job 24 hours a day?
No, I don't do it 24 hours a day.
Good. So do you, in your spare time when you're not working and not sleeping, is there an hour that you're probably doing something that isn't creative?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little more than an hour.
All right. So, I'm not going to ask you what it is, if it's Candy Crush or watching bad reality TV or whatever it is. Okay. But take that hour. So every day, every single person that I have ever met has 1 hour, whether they stop doing something, whatever it is, that's just a bad habit. I want you to take that hour, and I would like you to, if you can't get to an aquarium, if you can't get to a pet store, if you can't get to a trail to walk in nature, then you can do it online. But if it's possible, I want you to start taking walks. I want you to start visiting in a way that allows you to receive open ideas and inspiration and creativity. You said you're one of those expansive thinkers. Okay. My guess is you have these ideas, but you don't necessarily follow up on the ideas. Am I right?
Well, yeah, that's right.
And I don't know you, and I've never met you. I'm just feeling this, okay? So what we're going to do is, with that hour, we're going to start creating new habits. We're going to start creating a belief system. We're going to get rid of the old BS belief system that, it's too late to do something new. I can't get into what I really want to do. I'm not given enough breaks to be able to do what I really want to do. I'm never going to have my dreams fulfilled. I'm too old to no one's going to hire me to do. I can't do all of those. Do you have any of those thoughts at all?
Well, yeah, that's what was controlling my life.
Okay. Good. So those are all BS. And BS means belief system. It also means something else. But for on this show, especially since now I'm syndicated on NBC, we got to be careful with the FCC. I now have a full-time video editor, by the way. So we are going to swap out that BS with new BS, new belief systems that says, I have an hour a week where I can begin to plant seeds. I'm going to plant seeds for this next new chapter of my life. So when I'm on the job and I'm doing the job, I'm going to, 1, focus on how I'm helping people, and 2, how grateful I am that this particular job is providing me with some sort of living food. Okay, so money usually. And with money, you get to live. So I'm going to be grateful for whatever it is I'm doing. And then I'm going to take that hour to dream. And when I'm dreaming and when I'm walking, I'm going to get inspiration. And when I'm on the internet, instead of going to sites that are not necessarily positive, so don't get snagged by the negative news when it leads, it bleeds, or what the Kardashians are doing, or what things that don't matter. You get drawn to sites. You start Googling, and my niece actually works at Google. She was here visiting. So her name's Christina. We now say at our house, we go Christina it. So you can say, go Christina. It's a fabulous exploratory machine, the internet is. And you begin to say, okay, maybe I don't want to go back to school for marine biology, but maybe what careers are there that are in nature? And you begin to just look with a mindset that anything is possible, with a mindset that you live in a friendly world, that the friendly universe wants you to be happy, that this life is an adventure, that you get to do more than one thing. So the old BS that says you have to go to school, you have to get a career, and you can only do that one thing for the rest of your life, that's an old BS. And I'm challenging that BS on the show. And so I believe, like our last caller too, that you can do many things. So what is that next chapter? What is a great idea that you started, but you came up against something and you stopped it? But maybe there's a new way to look at it. Maybe there's a new opportunity there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
How do you feel right now?
I feel like I'm going in the right direction because at the age that I am now, that's what I've been taking the last few months doing. I'm sticking with the job that I don't like, and I am forcing my computer stuff to be involved in the job.
Good.
And that, so that's something that you kind of confirm there.
Good.
And,
Good.
Very good advice.
Great. So I want you to stop saying I hate my job. I want you to take that completely out of your vocabulary. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't ever want to hear, in fact, you get to put $1 in the jar and you have to send it to me. No more I hate my job.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to say I am grateful that this job provides me what? Give me one thing.
Provides me with the training that I'm going to need and what I love.
Good. That's it. So you don't, I want you to stop seeing your job as something you hate. Once you love your job is probably going to let you go.
Yeah.
In order for you to do the next step. But what hate is such a strong feeling that it attracts more of that. And then we get stuck in it. So when we can stop and turn that lens, you don't have to say I love my job. I'm not asking you to lie. But I'm grateful that my job allows me the training to do what I really love. Is a beautiful, doesn't that feel, say that out loud for me? Just to make the point.
I don't hate my job. I love my job for the training and it's
okay, that's almost too. That's I don't believe that, and you're not going to believe that either. So you're not going to say I love my job. You're not going to say I hate my job anymore, though. Okay, but
right.
just you get one last time. Say I hate my job.
I hate my job.
How does that make you feel?
Like not going to work.
Okay. Are you? Does it feel light or heavy?
Well, it feels heavy.
Yes. Okay. Does it feel? Does it feel attractive or unattractive?
It feels unattractive.
Thank you. So that's why I want you to stop saying it. I want you to be more attractive because then we can work on the number 1 too.
I got you.
Got me? Or the number 2. So when you're in that space, you're not attractive, you're not happy, you don't feel good. So stop saying it. Even if it's true, just stop saying it. So no more, I hate my job. You just proved it. You said it. All the feeling tones that came with it, you don't want that. So we just stop saying that. Instead, I don't want you to say I love my job because that's fake. I do want you to practice, say after me, I'm grateful that my job gives me the training to do what I really love.
I'm grateful that my job gives me the training to do what I really love.
That was closer. One more time.
I'm grateful that my job gives me the training to do what I really love.
Okay, it's getting better. I want you to practice that because with 21 days of saying that, it becomes a good habit. And you're going to actually start believing that. And then you'll see it. You're going to be amazed at what you're going to start seeing on the job. You're going to see people that you never thought were that nice be nice. You're going to see things about your training that you never saw before because you're opening your lenses and taking all that negative, repressed, ugly, dark, vibrating yuck out of the belief system. Do you see how that works?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! Wonderful. So on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll see if the call made any difference at all. How happy are you going to be going back into your work situation?
Well, I feel probably about a 7 or 8.
Ooh, wow. I'm good. We went from a 2 to a 7 or an 8. I'm like, all right. I'm happy. Seriously,
Yeah,
Ken, thank you for playing with me and thank you for learning with me. And I really think that this is going to make a difference. And I so appreciate you coming on the air with me. Keep in touch. Let me know. Email me. Let me know what's going on. And we'll probably have you do a follow-up in a couple of months to see what's going on. Thanks, Ken.
All right, thanks.
All righty. We are bumping up at the end of the show as usual. Never have enough time. So our next caller we'll have on our Thursday show a week from this Thursday on NBC. And I would like to thank my NBC team with Brett and Mia and Carlos sound engineering on Thursdays at KCAA and my NBC family. And today, thanking Garrett, my sound engineer, Tony, my station manager and co-owner of the station, and my new assistant producer for this episode, Jarvis Essex. Did I get that right? Yay! I've been challenged with names and pronunciations today. But here we are at the end of the show. Please come to my balance bar where I have a few announcements. So you heard I'm going to be speaking on Friday, and it really is one of the most affordable business conferences I've ever heard about. So you go to aweusa.org to register and come and give me a hug there, and no throwing tomatoes when I do the luncheon keynote. But to brag or not to brag is what I'll be talking about. Secondly, I would like to invite you, if you don't already, participate in the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. Today is day 8, and it's funny, our calls talked exactly about the balance tip for today, which is, why am I so positive? Because it feels better. So if you're a complainer, my guess is you're not feeling good most of the time. Neither are the people around you. So try not to complain today, and for the rest of the round 37 of the fast. We are in our 4th year of this fast. So if details are at www.4balance.org. And then, let's see, what else do I want to tell you? I think that's it. Oh, I know. Great news. Tomorrow, or Thursday, I get to be on camera all day filming a CBS reality show special, a good reality show called Recipe Rehab that won an Emmy Award Saturday mornings. I don't know when it will air. I'll let you know. But my daughters and I get to be on camera for 12 hours, and I will be making my ancient Chinese secret that won't be a secret anymore, 8-jeweled fried rice on the air. So that is something to look forward to. Thank you, Garrett. Next week, you won't want to miss my guest, Dr. Nina Smart, whose life mission is to eradicate female genital mutilation in Sierra Leone. Yes, another angle on my series of sexual healing with Dr. Marissa on the air. So thank you for tuning in to take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.